Are you looking for a cinematic 65-inch QLED experience under $700? Well, the Samsung Q60D might be the TV for you, and today we'll cover everything you should know about this display before you purchase this for your own setup. So without further ado, let's get straight to what you need to know. Now first, let's cover some of the main specs you should actually know about this display. Now first of all, it is a 4K UHD display, which does utilize Samsung's quantum dot technology, which is actually pretty useful for this display. Now not just that, but it goes up to 60 Hz, which is very useful, and does have HDR support with HDR Quantum and HDR10+. Now when it comes to the ports for this display, it actually includes 3 HDMI ports, 2 USB Type-A ports, 1 Ethernet port, which is a big plus for this display, and also you get an audio only port. And of course, then you finally have the power port. But now let's go to the general experience you can expect with this display. Now first, let's talk about the video quality. Now standard video quality is actually pretty impressive with this display, regards to the 4K quality or not. It's very crisp, very clean, and the quantum dot technology that is found with this display is very vibrant. In fact, if you are someone that does love vibrant colors when it comes to watching shows, movies, or even gaming, this is going to give you the best experience, which is definitely something that is a big shout for Samsung. They did a good job making sure this display that can give you a good vibrant experience when it comes to watching your shows. Now not just that, but this display has 4K upscaling, which is a big plus. So for example, if you're someone that wants to watch an old movie that was shot in 1080p, you can basically watch it on this display and will try to upscale it to 4K, which gives you a better quality and a better experience to watch your favorite shows that you might have enjoyed a long time ago, which is a big plus. And I'll do say, Samsung did an impressive job when it came to doing the upscaling for this display, and it's very noticeable with this display. Now, not just that, but the brightness is one of the big features I like about this display. Because, for example, you can see this is currently set up in a very bright room where there's a lot of sunlight coming through, and it is still pretty bright during daytime, which does mean if you do plan to put the Q60D somewhere in a bright room, you'll still have a good brightness experience, and it will still look pretty crisp for anyone to watch, whether it's during daytime or nighttime. And not just that, but if you do want to watch sports on this display, the motion accelerator that it does include makes it look very crisp, and in fact, we watched a rugby match on this display, and it looked so crisp and looked so clean, and you were able to easily experience the action that you have in sports, which is a very nice, enjoyable experience you can have with any display on the market. Now, what about if you are someone that wants to do gaming on this display? Well, good news is it does have the gaming hub, which is actually found with most devices in any display markets, but it does have the gaming hub, which obviously has tons of presets for your gaming experience to enhance your enjoyment, whether you're playing a story game, FPS game, or any type of game out there. Now, of course, one of the big limits about this display is it's only 60 Hz, which does suck because most displays that are in the same price range do in fact have 120 Hz. But if you are someone that does want to enjoy some standard gaming, or you just want to experience chilled, laid-back gaming, this should be still a good display for you to use. And not just that, but you can see with the gameplay I'm showing on right now, it is very clean, very vibrant, and you can experience some good quality when it comes to gaming, which is a big plus, especially if you want to play titles with the likes of Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima, and so much more. But now let's actually talk about the smart functions found with this display, which, by the way, this is powered by the Tizen chip, which is very responsive on this display, which is a big plus because I've actually used Tizen chips with different displays from Samsung. They were a bit slow when it came to loading some apps and that, but with this, it's actually not only a lot quicker, but it's so easy to switch between apps, especially with the included remote, which, by the way, you get the solar style remote, which means if you do in fact have this in a room that has a lot of sunlight, you can just leave it on the coffee table, it will charge up for you, and of course it does have a USB Type-C port for you to charge it either way. But you do in fact have easy shortcuts that are found on the remote, which can take you to the most well-known apps that most users will actually use. And of course, there are tons of apps you can actually select from, which means you can choose from the likes of enjoying some sports, or if you're well-known sports apps, watching the likes of Disney+, Prime Video, and so much more. But not just that, but you also have some decent audio quality when it comes to using the speakers that are built in, which, by the way, the speakers are 20 watts, which isn't obviously the best, but they sound pretty decent, and I'll let you guys be the judge of what you think of the audio quality. So let's actually quickly play the clip right now. Now to add, if you do want to obviously get a soundbar for this display, I'll definitely say if you go for any Samsung soundbar, it actually can pair up easily with the display itself. And not just that, but it will utilize the speakers that are built into the Q60D and obviously connected to the soundbar, and can actually give a mixed stereo sound effect, which can actually make your audio experience a lot when it comes to using the Q60D. But now let's finally talk about some of the pros and cons that should stand out more to you as a user. Now, some of the pros is that, well, obviously it's very vivid, it's very clean when it comes to sharing a picture, and of course it has a decent 4K experience, especially for the price of $700 or less, because, well, by the time of recording, they are on spatial, which is a big plus. And not just that, but it has a good brightness, which is a big plus, especially for daytime use. But going to the cons, if you are someone that wants to do a lot of gaming, and unfortunately it is locked at 60 Hz, and you can't go to 120 Hz, which is a big downside for a lot of gamers. And not just that, but you will definitely have to set a decent budget for a sound system for this display, because of course the speakers are decent, but they are not the best. Otherwise, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next one. Be safe as always. There was something in the comments below which displays you think will be best that can go against the likes of the Q60D. But I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next one. Be safe as always, and have a great day. Bye.